Sarah Nelson, president of the Association of Flight Attendants. Sarah, it's good to have you. Your members say they're being called back into work even if they're COVID positive. Delta is denying that. How do you prove your case?
So that's actually not what we're saying, Joe. What we're saying is that it was not helpful for Delta to ask the CDC to change the policy in the middle of the busy holiday travel season to say that this was a staffing issue rather than a public health issue. The message that sent to the public that we have been working so hard to correct, that you can travel safely on an airplane, is that they were putting staffing those flights over public health and over the health of their employees. And we were concerned about that message. We were also concerned that when the CDC did actually respond to their request to change the number of guidance quarantine days from 10 to 5, that also included you needed to be asymptomatic when you come back. That initially Delta did not include that. And we were very concerned that this was going to lead people to believe that they should come back to work when they were sick. So we're not saying that the airline was telling people to do that. We're saying that during this time, this was sending the message, and we were getting reports that people were very confused about this in the middle of the busy holiday season. Implementing a policy like that at that time is not helpful. Delta is not unionized. At our other union carriers, we got with management right away and said, this is going to confuse people. Let's talk about this. And they delayed putting those policies in place because we do need that consistent communication. People need to understand what the guidance is, how best to protect themselves, how to protect their workplace and the passengers in our care. And in our case, in air travel, it's especially important that the traveling public understands that you can fly safely.
Well, I apologize because the confusion apparently was even among us as well. So Delta says it's updated the sick leave policy. If you test positive, you get 5 days outside your sick days and then 2 additional days if you test positive on day 5. Is that correct?
That is what their policy says now, and they did update their policy, and we're happy that the issues that we raised led them to act fairly quickly and update that policy. But again, this was over the course of the holidays, over a course of a few short days, and it's not great governance there. It leaves a lot of room for confusion, and we're still getting reports that flight attendants are confused about this. We were really concerned that this wasn't just going to be a problem at Delta. It was going to be a problem at our other airlines, in other work sites, and that people were going to think that this new CDC guidance meant that they should be coming back, whether they know whether they're infectious or not.
All right, so as I understand it now, there were 3,000 Delta workers out sick as of Monday, out of 70,000. My question, I guess, is that enough to disrupt flights? And I don't know how many of those are flight attendants and also baggage handlers or maintenance.
Sure, this can disrupt flights. And frankly, Joe, the staffing at all of the airlines is very different than before the pandemic. Airlines have had to learn this. We've been operating in crisis mode for 2 years. And so they were planning to staff over the holidays based on the amount of overtime hours that people would regularly pick up before the pandemic. And what they found out is that people are just not able to do that. They're getting more sick themselves more often. And flight attendants have also been a little hesitant to pick up that extra voluntary overtime because it's been so combative in our workplaces. Right. So the airlines have had to adjust there. And when you have a staffing reduction that much, that can make a big difference. I do want to note, though, that while we saw all those cancellations on those flights, we also saw individual cancellations because travelers were getting sick or concerned about Omicron, too.
Yeah, we know you're facing a lot of challenges in the air. Sarah Nelson, president of the Flight Attendants Association. Thanks for the clarification and thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe. Good night.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.